Hello again, everybody. It's me, Marcus, and I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Big Bear by Highly Suspect. I'm a pretty big Highly Suspect fan at this point. I think my favorite album from them is Mr. Asylum for sure. But I really enjoy what I heard off of MCID. I've heard a little bit of, I can't remember their other album's name off the top of my head, but I've heard a couple songs from there. They're still a band where I really haven't heard their full discography yet, so there's a lot for me still left to listen to. Especially here, like this earlier work that they did, their very first album, I believe it was, which oddly enough is not commercially available on Spotify, but hopefully one day. Anyway, so this does come as a request, suggestion, whatever you want to call it. As always, if you would like to request something, please leave a comment down below, and I will be sure to get to it. So really excited for this. I always love me some Highly Suspect, so I have a really good feeling that this is just gonna make my day. All right, here we go. Man, it's so much fun like being a Highly Suspect fan and really listening to a lot of their new stuff, listening to MCID, listening to whatever else, and then actually getting to come back and listen to their older music, and just see how much they've evolved over time. I mean, this was super enjoyable for me. I really loved kind of the jazzy sound to it there at the beginning, and then man, that guitar solo and just how they rocked you out there at the end. Fantastic song. I had a great time with this one. It seems like like I like MCID. I like newer Highly Suspect, but I think I love older Highly Suspect. And again, that's a reason why Mr. Asylum is probably my favorite album from them. I can listen to it like nonstop. In fact, I listen to it quite often. Nowadays I don't listen to albums all the time just straightforward. But Mr. Asylum is one of those where I would just put on the whole album and listen to the whole thing. So yeah, like I really love older Highly Suspect, and I think this kind of reinforces that for me because I heard the Breaking Point off of this album, and then I heard now Big Bear, and I really liked both of those. And again, really wish they were commercially available on Spotify. But man, yeah, they rocked this one out. I like this a lot. So as always, let's break it down. Let's talk about each part. Let's start with the lyrics. So, sleeping in the daytime, running in the moonlight, under the northern sky, I've seen a lot of big bears step into the crosshairs, and I could not tell you why. Immediately off the bat, I'm thinking like, okay, is this about being a musician? Sleeping in the daytime, running in the moonlight. And I think to me, the big bear is symbolic of like someone who is like a big time, someone who's made it big time, right? So open up your eyes, listen to the wind blow. She's picking up her tempo. It makes me feel alive. When I am the big bear, I'll step outside the crosshairs because this bear will not die. So open up your eyes. I'm giving all I can, all I can, all I can. Yeah, so that there's not a whole lot to go off of as far as like the lyrics go, but that's really my one interpretation. Is it's about being a musician and how I've seen a lot of big bears step into the crosshairs, and I cannot tell you why. So, sort of thinking like I've seen a bunch of big names sort of kill themselves, I guess, in a sense, and maybe even literally, I don't know. But basically commit like career suicide or whatever you want to call it. But he's saying when he makes it big, he's not going to be one of those people. He refuses to die, right? He's going to be someone who sort of breaks the mold. So I like that a lot. I think that's what it's about. I could be totally wrong. I'm sure someone can give me some insight on that. But lyrically, it was very simple. But I think it really worked for what the song was going for. Getting that jazzy rock sound, I think was very enjoyable. It's pretty inconsequential. I feel like I gave it one thumb up. As far as the instrumentation goes, though, that really blew me away in this one. Of course, Johnny sounds great as always. I assume that's him on the vocals. Really sounds different here. So it almost made me think, like, okay, is it him on the vocals? I'm gonna go ahead and assume for now that it's him. But yeah, he does sound a little different than what I've come to expect from him. But I really like it though. The bass throughout was fantastic. I think the bass was one of the stronger parts, and again, I think it really gave it that sort of jazzy sound. And it was just, the bass line was fantastic. It was really easy to follow, really came through in this song. Drummer got some nice fills in there, got some good work. I think the guitar, though, was the part that really kept me going throughout. Again, that jazz sound there at the beginning, and then, of course, ending with that fantastic guitar solo, and just the guitar work throughout was fantastic. And again, that's another reason I really like older Highly Suspect, is the guitar work is just absolutely amazing. Good rock musicianship, which, and again, that's probably part of my bias, is that I just, I love rock music. So to hear that very strong rock instrumentation, I think really pulls me into their older music. And again, that's no knock against MCID or any of their newer stuff, which I still very much enjoy. But it's just that rock sound that I really love from these guys. I understand why they had to switch up their sound. It is very hard, I think, to make it in this day and age as a rock band, especially in America, I should say. I think overseas, rock tends to be much bigger, but like to be an American rock band, it's hard. So I think you do have to sort of switch up your sound and change up your style if you really want to make it big. Considering who they collabed with on MCID, I feel like they're starting to really make it big. But yeah, I think I still prefer this classic sound. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, if you have any preference when it comes to Highly Suspect. You're just in it for forever. You just love everything. So But yeah, instrumentation, vocals sounded fantastic. I gotta give it two big thumbs up. And again, it's so interesting to see this style versus what we get nowadays from the band. And again, both styles very valid, very awesome. But just it is interesting to see that evolution, and very impressive as well that they've been able to so drastically change up their style from album to album. It's just to me it blows my mind. This band truly is underrated. I think I've seen a lot more people talking about them recently, and they come up a lot more recently. But before I started the channel, I had really never heard of this band before. So it was very, which at this point it's only been a year. So it's good to see that they're kind of coming up and making it their own. But man, I think these guys are super underrated. They rock out. They rock out. I would love to see them. After COVID. If there is an after COVID, if we're ever allowed to see live music again, it'd be fantastic to go to one of these guys' shows. I bet they rock out, man. So anyway, yeah, that was the instrumentation. Two big thumbs up. As far as replay value goes, replay value suffers a little bit because it's not currently on Spotify, and that's currently pretty much all I use for my music. But if it was on Spotify, I guess I'll say if it was on Spotify, I would listen to this song. I would play this song out. This song would be on rotation. Man, this one rocked out for me. I loved it. So I'm going to have to come back to YouTube a little bit more to listen to music so I can at least listen to this and The Breaking Point, which I haven't heard The Breaking Point again since I reviewed it a while back. And not because it's a bad song, but just because it's not on Spotify. So if it's not on Spotify, I ain't listening to it usually. So I've got to come back to YouTube more to listen to some more of their songs from their past. But yeah, it was very enjoyable. Two thumbs up for replay value. Again, if it was on Spotify, I would wear this song out. So anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for whoever requested this one. As always, if you enjoy the music, go listen to the music wherever you can. Go support the artist. Unfortunately, you can't find this song on my Spotify playlist, but you can find plenty more Highly Suspect on my Spotify playlist. It's in the description below. It has every single song I've heard so far on my channel, minus this one and The Breaking Point. If you want to support me, it's all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. Thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now.